Good day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look at geometry, the basics of geometry involving shapes, especially quadrilaterals. We have a question here. We use this question to also throw more light to other sections of geometry. Now, they gave us this. They said that PQRS, which is the shape, the quadrilateral, is a parallelogram. And then, if it is a parallelogram, we are asked to determine the values of x. Remember this angle? If we look at this angle is given as 4x. And then we want x, not 4x. And also to determine the value of angle Q2. Now let's go. Angle Q2. Whenever you are given a shape of this form, start working from the section where you have values. So what's the section where you don't have values? We have 80 here, so we start working from that section. Now looking at that section, remember every part of geometry comes into play here. So we consider what we have here, which is a triangle. Now, what type of triangle is that? If we look at this, we see that we have two opposite lengths equal. It means that this is an isosceles triangle. So we bring that in. The theory of isosceles triangle, if two sides are equal, it means that their base angles will also be equal. That means we remember with geometry in this level, we have to put down all the reasons. So here we have angle P parity. Angle P parity will be equals to 80 degrees. Now we must write down our reasoning in full. Why? Because we have an isosceles triangle, and that triangle is P parity. That's the property of an isosceles triangle. Okay? So we are using the junior reason now. When we get to grade 11, we can change. But even in grade 11, you can still use that. We can start talking about angle opposite equalence. It's still the same thing. No one will mark you wrong for that reason, even in grade 12. Now, if we have this as 80, remember the major property of this, the parallelogram, is that opposite sides are parallel to each other. Opposite sides are parallel to each other, and opposite sides are also equal to each other. That means this will be equal to this length, and this length will be equal to the entire of RS. To be equal to the entire RS. Now, let's work towards solving for x. We can start pushing here, but we have a property of parallelize. Remember, for parallelize, we are looking at three things. We're looking at corresponding angles. We are looking at co-interior angles. Corresponding angles are equal co-interior angles, sum up to 180, and we are looking at alternate angles being equal. Now, for these two parallel lines on this side, we have that this and this. Because of these reasons, then we will have that our P parity, which is what we got, will be 80 plus QST, which is 4x, will be equals to 180 degrees. And our reason is co-interior angles. They are co-interior because they share two parallel lines, which is PR and QS. Please mention the parallel lines in question. It is very important. They share parallel lines, PR and QS. So because of that, they are co-interior. Now we solve for x. 4x will then be 180 minus 80 is 100. It means the value of our x is 25 degrees. So the value of our x is 25 degrees. Remember, at this point of geometry, reasons must be given for every answer. Now, going forward, they also ask us to solve for Q2. Now that we have solved for x, we take the next step. Using the properties of the shape given parallelogram, it is very important that you know the properties of each of these quadrilaterals. It helps us to break down the questions given. Now, I know that this is an isosceles triangle. Now, we've been given that PR is equals to PT from the original sketch, and they also gave us that it is equals to TS. It is given. Now we can also say that QS is equals to PR. We have opposite sides of a parallelogram. Opposite sides of the parallelogram are equal. Because of that, we can now establish and say, therefore, TS is equals to QS. If TX is equals to QS, that makes this triangle also an isosceles triangle. It makes this triangle an isosceles triangle. So if it is an isosceles triangle, we can then easily solve for its interior angles. And that is isosceles. Let's look at this. 4x is 4 times x. Remember, our x is 25 degrees. Therefore, 4x is 100 degrees. 4x is 100 degrees. So this angle is 100 degrees. This and this are equal. So the base angles will be this man and this man. So we can go that Q2 is equals to T3. And both of them will be equals to 180 minus whatever that is left on that other angle, which is 100. Because both of them are equal, we divide by 2. And our reason being the properties of isosceles triangle QTS. So Q2 will then be 180 minus 100 is 80 divided by 2, that is 40 degrees, as it is equivalent to T3. So in a quadrilateral, a triangle will still remain a triangle. Look out for the properties of a triangle. Remember how the isosceles, we have the scaling, and we also have the equilateral. So all the properties comes into play to help us resolve it, while we are also using the properties of the given quadrilateral. So please go through this, study, watch it to the end, understand that for every step we have to give a reason. If there's any question, please don't hesitate to pop it. Please keep on sharing my video and encourage your friends to subscribe. See you.